Good morning, Voyagers. Today, seeing that we've now all had the album for a good few days and the tracks have sunk in and so on, I'm going to go through track by track. I've got them in list here because I have got them in my head, but I just want to be sure that I don't miss any. That any more observations that I've made since hearing them first time, hope you can hear because I've got work going on in the house, as to impressions about what I'm hearing coming through from the tracks as I have got to hear them more and more. Okay, so we've had I Still in Faith in You. I've said most what I needed to say about that one. I think it's just a great opener with the deeper Frida voice. When You Dance With Me, okay, now that to me has got little bits of arrival in there. I think a little teeny bit of the Piper influence in there as well. And it's just a joyous summing up of the Abba togetherness. You know, it's about a place that no one really heard of, Kilkenny, but it's just beautiful. Little Things, described as schmaltzy. Well, yeah, so what? It's aimed at kids, mums and dads, grandpas, and it's unashamedly schmaltzy. And I think when that gets released, it will be played year after year after year, Christmas morning, you know. The girls are just very, very together in this one, and of course once you think it's over, then you get the kids, the little choir, lucky kids, eh? Then you get Don't Shut Me Down. Again, we've had it for longer, so we've analysed that one quite a lot. Just a Notion, I think, also grew on me more and more. I heard it, you know. I Can Be That Woman, to me, is a moment, because we all knew that we were going to turn over, you know, the vinyl or whatever, you know, and side 2 was going to be really, you know, messages after messages, and we got it. I Can Be That Woman. How Bjorn can write a song with not just 2 people, but also include a dog. It's just genius. They're both to fault. He's had enough. I think he just falls asleep bored. The dogs do feel when I have an argument, especially our little Frida here, she goes and hides. Louis starts yapping at us when we're fighting. So dogs are perceptive, and so to include a dog in the expressions of the song is just genius. Plus calling it Tammy Wynette is a nod because it's a kind of erring on the side of country, and also to deal with the fact that she's taken to drinking a lot. She's not even sure if she's keeping it together, because her shaking hands means that maybe she's in withdrawal from alcoholism or a heavy night. He's fed up of it. They've both been going at it, you know, arguing and so on. She's trying to apologise. She wants to be better, but it takes 2 to tango in a relationship. And I think this song just is a moment, which, if I play, I actually burst into tears. And what I've said all along about the order of the album, because at the end of Just a Notion you get this kind of thing, you know, I think it's just more than a notion, the dream is about to come true. I think it's because they were saying, right, wait until you hear the rest of the songs, now you're going to get something. Keep an Eye on Dan, again, it's about single status. Do you know, if this was released as a single and got widely played, people, you know, from all aspects of music industry would say, what's being said here? Because I think most people have actually encountered this, especially in the adult life, about shared custody and the bitter break. I mean, my sister broke up with her partner, and she's kept the kids and so on. And when the kids go to him, and that, it's all bad mouthing the partner and all this kind of thing. So it's a true. One person I heard said that she was dropping the child off and she was going to leave him there, as if to look after him. And she says that she's going to come back, but she may not. I mean, I don't know. It's very imaginative, but the way, the bitterness in the voice. Again, it's Bagnetta. So you get 2 tracks on the trot on this album with Bagnetta. It's just a. Yeah, and of course when Frida comes in to do the kind of, it's a menacing song. It's got drama and all this kind of thing all the way through it. It's very and when they're both singing together, it's like a pleading. You know, it's just it's only them that can do this sort of thing. It's very poignant for people that have had joint custody of kids. And the frustration that there is. So if that was a single, people would look at Abba as like, okay, because I mean, yeah, these initial things I read about people saying, I don't like the album, you really didn't get it. Bumblebee is Frida's moment because she's an environmentalist. And it's just a lovely little song. It's got a bit of the kind of, is it flutes, you know, kind of pan pipe type sound to it, kind of Fernando-y in there. But it's an environment song to say, you know, watch out what we're doing. It's kind of. It deserves to be on this album, it's a Frida moment, followed by, no doubt about it, to me, I mean, when I heard it the very first play in my little room with my friends around me and my husband, that to me I thought, oh, has to be a single. I know that, you know, we can't release too many of these as singles, but I mean, every track on here could be a single, if you think about it. No doubt about it, it's got swagger. Frida's solo parts are reminiscent a little bit to the 1996 solo album she did in Swedish, Djupa Andetag, I think it's called. Reminiscent of that kind of off alone defiance, and the fact that the song is about knowing that you're a disruptor and not giving a shit about it is quite amusing all the way through. And I also, and from the male point of view, from the partner, the man side, it would be funny if there was a video of just a guy standing, listening, or as the boyfriend, just listening to her spout off, and just watch his expressions as she says these things, and to kind of do a kind of perspective from the man point of view, just to say, you know, him rolling his eyes and things like that, saying, yeah, you're admitting all this stuff, you know, but I'm still here having to listen to this claptrap. And the girls, you know, together, I think in that one, I think they probably had a hoot, real good, you know, real jammy time in the studio doing this, you know, probably had to have loads and loads of goes at it, you know, to get the levels right, and the screaming kind of attitude, and the hey yeah and, you know, stuff like that, because they're 17, remember, no, they're not 16. And Ode to Freedom could be a world anthem. It's a world anthem, and it's not presumptuous. It's almost like it's a lyricist's moment where he can't write the ultimate lyric to end it all, So he's actually showing us the self-doubt in a lyricist's point of view in a song about freedom, and I think it's all four of them in there. And so some people said it's Tchaikovsky Swan Lake, kind of, yeah. And also, if you notice on some of the lyric sheets, I'm not sure because I haven't got all the CDs and albums with me yet, Ode to Freedom has one extra line that seems to be isolated in between the two parts, where it says sing an ode to freedom. And I think that might be either, it's two things I think it could be. It's either that's where they say to you, put in here, you sing your own ode to freedom while we're doing the instrumental part, sing a little bit of something that you feel about the world, or it's a kind of misprint where, because we know that the ode to freedom was recorded 3 or 4 times before they got it right. Maybe it's a misprint or an earlier version of something that they may have sung, but they've edited out or something. And so overall, this album to me now is the best one they've ever done. End of story. Because it's, like I said in my little room chat, it's the album they've always wanted to make. And I know that the feeling, I mean, who expected another Mamma Mia or a Gimme 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 coming out of this album is in Cloud Cuckoo Land, you know, because it's just come across a picture of I don't know, you can see the day of the live stream. Where we're all waiting. That was just before the live stream happened. All of us in our t-shirts. How anybody could expect this album to have a similar thing to Gimme Gimme Gimme. I mean, we got close with Don't Shut Me Down. I think they did that because it's a nice, a tune, but the rest of it is what they wanted to do. And then we go on to the subject of, will it be their last album? It's been walked back more than once now, especially, I think, no disrespect to Benny, but when Bjorn is interviewed by himself, he seems to be expressing that he's still open to doing more. It's Benny the one that says no, 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 but he's the one actually that's got a drawer full of tunes in here, in his head. And it's we'll see. But once they see how well this has been received, and the fact that it looks like it's going to go to #1 in the UK, and it might possibly even hit 1 or 2 in the United States, when the Abba the album was the highest charting album, number 14 in '78, could give them, because what I want them to realise, and the girls and the ladies too, is now you have a really good voice where people prick up their ears and listen to your lyrics. Who listened to the lyrics of Dum Dum Diddle? Really, it's just a song with kind of filler. It's a beautiful song. It's pop. It's on at arrival, and that's where it was placed. But it was just a schmaltzy kind of thing with Dum Dum Diddle, because I didn't think of any other sort of title to put there, Bjorn, at the time. But it's a brilliant song as well because of the where it's placed and what time it was recorded, etc. But to this album couldn't imagine if they'd have tried another disco song like Voulez-Vous, or people would have said, oh, they're too old for that. So you're buggered if you don't do, you're buggered if you don't. Excuse my French. But so these songs are for their age appropriate, and the album played in the correct order, in the order it's, you get it. And a lot of these critics now are walking back. I'm getting some messages from here. A lot of people that are the early armchair critics. It's very fair, isn't it, that you can just sit at home, listen to it once, and go onto Facebook and start spouting off, and that's your opinion, and that's it. be all and end all now. So I've not got much time for those. Because when I first initially heard it, I thought, oh, this is different. I knew that I'd have to sleep on it and play it again and again and again. And as the tracks played out, and you get little bits, the ending of Keep an Eye on Dan, the SOS, which is like calling out an SOS at the end. That's where I think the person got the thing about maybe she is leaving the kid, the little boy, with the father and just getting out of the scene, calling out an SOS. What's the next step? It's brilliant. What I would have liked to have had, I mean, it's obviously not possible now. At the end of Little Things, just to make it even more schmaltzy, is when the kids, the kid choir finishes. It's just a couple of giggles at the very end, like a little babyish giggle on the bit when it finishes. Because then on the next track, Don't Shut Me Down, the kids have left the park, just to give it a kind of connection. There is a connection between Little Things and Don't Shut Me Down with the kids. But when the kids left the park, it would have been nice to have to go overdrive, kill it with little things, is to have some giggling kids at the very end. Just so, but that's just a little thought from me. Maybe it's all been thought out anyway. But I know that Benny put in the SOS bit in Keep an Eye on Dan, took it out, put it. He wasn't sure apparently whether to keep it in or out at the very end. The SOS riff, but I'm glad he did, because it what's the next step? And so, Abba, you've really turned the music industry upside down again. Everyone's talking about this. It's just been on the TV that they're heading for #1. So do you really, you have a voice now. You've got a voice, and people, I really would love Keep an Eye on Dan to be a single, just to it would be a wider, because a lot of these songs become just album tracks that are discovered many years later. Like I've been waiting for you. Certain tracks move on that were never released as singles, and yet years and years later people think, oh my god, So Keep an Eye on Dan would be a great single, just to show the world that this group has messages in their songs as well now, rather than just poppy. Anyway, I've gone on way too long. Still waiting for deliveries. It's a very poor showing from the record company on this respect. I know a fire cannot be controlled, but as long as it doesn't affect the chart positions, which to me, why do you go on about the chart? Because I followed the charts and I like the statistics of it all and everything, and they deserve straight in #1 as well. Simple as that. And if it is the last album, go out with a bang. But they have a voice. They now that they don't need to prove anything. Voyage, continuation. Anyway, 20 minutes almost. Once get any more information, any more thoughts, I'll put them onto video. Ciao.